In August 1945, World War II ended. Japan surrendered. The fighting stopped. Soldiers came home. Families were reunited. The world began to rebuild, except on a small island in the Philippines. One man kept fighting for 29 years. His name was Hiroo Onoda, and his story is one of the most extraordinary and heartbreaking in the entire history of warfare. I'm your host. This is Fallen Empires. Let's go back to 1944. Onoda was born in 1922 in rural Japan. He came from a family with deep military roots going all the way back to samurai ancestors. He was exactly what the army wanted. He was selected for the Nakano School, Japan's elite intelligence training facility. There he was taught guerrilla warfare and survival. And he was given one order above all others, an order that would define the next 30 years of his life: never surrender. Under no circumstances, no matter what you heard, no matter what messages were broadcast, you do not surrender. In December 1944, Onoda was sent to Lubang Island. His mission: sabotage the airstrip and conduct guerrilla warfare. In February 1945, American and Filipino forces invaded. The Japanese defenders were overwhelmed in days. Most died or surrendered. Onoda disappeared into the jungle with 3 other soldiers: Akatsu, Shimada, and Kazuka. They had their rifles and their orders. 6 months later, in August 1945, Japan surrendered unconditionally. The war was over, but nobody told Hiroo Onoda. Allied aircraft dropped leaflets. They said the war had ended. Come out of the jungle. Onoda and his men read them. They agreed on the only logical conclusion: it was enemy propaganda, a trick. The empire would never surrender. In 1946, more leaflets were dropped with General Yamashita's surrender order. Onoda examined it and decided it was a forgery. In 1949, his own family sent him a letter. "Come home. Japan has surrendered." Onoda read it and felt it was written under duress. For Onoda, every piece of evidence was proof of a deception. His training made reality itself unable to penetrate his certainty. By 1950, Private Akatsu had had enough. He slipped away and surrendered. Onoda treated it as a betrayal by the enemy. In 1954, Corporal Shimada was killed in a shootout with a patrol. Now there were only 2, Onoda and Kazuka. For 18 more years they fought, stealing rice, burning crops, hiding by day, surviving on conviction. The Japanese government, assuming he was dead, officially declared him killed in action in 1959. He was 37 years old. In October 1972, Kazuka was killed in a firefight. Onoda's last companion was gone. He was completely alone. He was fighting a war that had ended 27 years ago. Most men would have broken. Onoda maintained a military routine. He kept his rifle functional. He preserved his 500 rounds of ammunition. He was a soldier on active duty. In 1974, a young adventurer named Norio Suzuki set out to find 3 things: Onoda, a panda, and the snowman. After 4 days, he found Onoda, still in uniform. Suzuki told him the truth: the war ended 29 years ago. Japan is wealthy. Onoda listened, but he would not surrender without orders from his commanding officer. He had never been relieved of duty. Suzuki found Major Taniguchi, Onoda's former commander, now a bookshop owner, and brought him to the island. On March 9, 1974, Major Taniguchi read the formal order. Lieutenant Onoda was hereby relieved of duty. The mission was over. Hiroo Onoda wept. He had given his entire adult life to a war that had been over since 1945. He walked out of the jungle carrying his rifle and the dagger his mother gave him to kill himself if captured. He never used it. When he returned to Japan, 8,000 people waited for him. He was a celebrity, but Japan was not the country he remembered. Modern, wealthy, westernized, the values he fought for, absolute sacrifice and military honor, were gone. He moved to Brazil to run a ranch, then returned to Japan to run a nature school, teaching survival to the youth. He died in Tokyo in 2014 at 91 years old. He survived alone in a jungle for 3 decades on willpower and training. Was it unshakable loyalty or the inability to accept reality? How do you know when your conviction has become a prison? This has been Fallen Empires. Subscribe for more extraordinary human stories. We'll see you tomorrow.